All right, today's video is on converting metric units. When converting a smaller unit into a larger unit, you are going to divide or move the decimal to the left the number of times to get the new unit measurement. When converting a larger unit into a smaller unit, you are going to multiply or move the decimal to the right the number of times to get the new unit of measurement. The metric system is used all around the world. The US is one of the very few places that does not use the metric system. It is a very easy and nice system to work with. All right, so our metric system is going to be with the King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I have kilo, hecto, deca, my base, which is meter, liter, and gram. Then I have deci, centi, and milli. The saying that I just said that goes with it, that I'm familiar with, is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. There's very multiple other sayings that you can come up with for this. Your measurements, the kilo is 1,000 when my base, which is my meter, liter, or gram, is 1. And I would just pause the video here just so you can get all of this information written down. All right, let's take a look at a couple of examples. Converting the metric system. My first question asked me, how many grams are there in 12 kilograms? And the first thing that I want to do is I want to write out my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk so that I know with where I am going and going to convert to. So it says here that I have 12 kilograms. Okay, so if I have 12 kilograms, I am going to start right there at kilograms with the K. I'm going to put my decimal in front, or I guess behind the letter, and that way if I put it behind the letter, that's where I have to finish at. So how many grams? So I'm just going to circle grams because that's where I'm going to be going. So if I circle my B, I'm going to go there. So I have my 12 kilograms is going to how many grams? Okay, so if I start here, I'm moving my decimal 1, 2, 3 places to my new decimal point. So again, I'm going to do the exact same thing down here. 1, 2, 3 places. All of those blank spots I'm just going to fill with zeros. So it would give me 12,000 grams. Okay, the next one, how many centimeters are in 28 meters? Again, I want to write out my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And then I am going to underline my 28 meters, which is where I'm going to start. Meters is my base. In order for it to be the M, it would have to be written as millimeters. So my M here would have to be mm, and in this case, I do not have an mm. I am going to centimeters, so let me circle where I'm going to. Centimeters, so I'm going right there. So if I put my decimal again after my base, which is my meters, so I have 28 meters, that is going to centimeters. So if I move my decimal 1, 2 places so that it gets behind the C, and then I do the exact same thing over here, 1, 2, I'm going to add those with zeros, and that's going to give me 2,800 or 2,800. All right, if you feel like you're starting to understand this a little bit, I would pause the video here first and solve the problem. How many milliliters are there in 2 kiloliters? Again, I want to write out my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I'm going to underline my 2 kiloliters, so that's where I'm starting out. I'm going to put my decimal after it. How many milliliters? So let's circle where we're going to. Milliliters. Now this is where it's going to be the M because that's my finishing spot. Milliliters. So I have 2 kiloliters, which is going to milliliters. So let's count how many times we're going to move our decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to do the exact same thing from here. If I put my decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to fill it with 6 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is going to give me 2 million milliliters. Hopefully that's the answer that you came up with. So let's move on to the next one. Again, I would pause now. We have 3 examples remaining, so it'd be very good for you to just check to make sure that you're understanding this and follow along. How many grams are in 225 milligrams? So I want to write out my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And I'm starting off with 225 milligrams. So I'm going to underline my M because it starts with an M. It's milligrams. It would be mg. So 225 mg. And that's going to go to, we're going to grams. Now I don't have a G here, but my G is represented by the letter B, just meaning base. So let's put our decimal point after our M for milligrams. We are going to grams. So if I move back 1, 2, 3, I have moved backwards 3 spots. So my decimal here comes after the 5. So I'm going to move backwards 1, 2, 3, and that's going to give me a decimal of 225 thousandths. On to the next example. We have 2 examples remaining. Again, pause the video here, solve it first. How many kilometers are in 225,361 centimeters? So if I write out my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, we have 225,361 centimeters. So my starting point is here. My ending point is going to be kilometers. So 225,361 centimeters is going to how many kilometers? Okay, so if I put my decimal here after the centimeters, I move it to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here. Move it to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my new decimal has become there, and I end up with 2.25361. Last example. How many centiliters are in 15 milliliters? So again, I have my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. I know I have 15 milliliters, so I'm starting right there. Put my decimal in, and I'm going to centiliters. So if I circle here, I have 15 milliliters going to how many centiliters? So if I start at my milliliters and I move back to the left 1 place, I'm going to do the exact same thing. It's after my 5. I move back to the left 1 place. So it becomes 1.5 centiliters. That concludes the video on the metric system. So now please answer the 6 questions, and these are the exact same 6 questions that are being asked on the formative quiz after this video. Hopefully you have learned this video. If you need to re-watch it, please do not hesitate to watch it to help you understand and prepare for your test.